All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Mindset Monday is getting started. I just landed. This is my new virtual office. I hope you guys like it. Let me know where you're watching from. As always, I am here in Dallas, Texas. Just landed. Super excited to be here with you guys. But let me know in the chats where you are watching from. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What's going on, Melanie? Good to see you. Marilyn, good to see everyone. What's going on, Candy? Appreciate you guys all being here. Got a super fun Mindset Monday. It's not going to be super long. We're probably only going to go about 25, 30 minutes this evening. But I got a fun message for you and got a little special guest going to be hopping on here. He's just running a couple minutes late, but he'll be on here in a minute with some amazing wisdom as well. New Jersey's in the house. Kentucky's in the house. Canada, what's going on? Good to see everyone. Al, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Oh, so glad. If you guys were at Most Powerful Women this weekend, let me know in the comments. Put a 5 in the comments if you guys were attending Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing this weekend. Hopefully you guys had some great nuggets that you took away, some good feedback. Mr. Brian Heflin, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Teresa in Colorado, what's going on? Pia, yes, so glad you were there. So glad you were able to pick up some nuggets. Looks like we got Texas, Minnesota's in the house. What's going on, everyone? Boz and say, hey, good to see you guys. Saskatchewan, Canada's in the house. Hey, hey, hey. We're going to get started in just a minute here. Just a minute. Let everyone get on. Make sure you tag your teams. Let them know that this is the place to be. Mindset Monday for the next 25, 30 minutes. Got a fun message. The theme of the message this evening is sit me at the table where they're talking about self-growth, money, and goals, not other people. Sit me at the table where they're talking about self-growth, money, and goals, not other people. I think that is the main focus of this Mindset Monday call. We've got some amazing stuff that we're going to talk about, but appreciate you being here. Again, make sure you tag your teams. Let them know this is the place to be. We're going to get started in just 1 minute. All right. Got these weird little updates coming up on my phone. Hey, 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 good to see everyone. Fran, what's going on? Appreciate you. Misty, good to see you. All right, let's get started here. You're probably going to see my guest, special guest. You know him and love him, Mr. David Litt's going to be popping on here in just a minute. Erica Jordan, good to see you, sister. But let's get it kicked off. Let's talk about this. So this is a big concept that I think that we all need to embrace, and we all need to, I focus on a lot in my own life. We talk about the law of association. Law of association says that you become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. The law of association is a real law, and it's very, very concrete. And so I think that it's really important that we take almost a personal audit, if you will, an audit of our own associations, an audit of our own personal interactions. And I think by doing so, we're going to quickly talk about, or we're quickly going to identify the areas in our life that are holding us back. Because I think a lot of the time in our life, we want to blame our associations. We want to blame the people in our lives. We want to say, look, my friends are really negative, or the world is really negative, or I don't have a supportive spouse, or my family's not very supportive. But again, I think it's very important that it's almost like and I don't mean to be negative here. There he is. What's going on? The internet's working. David Lee, what's up, brother? I'm going to finish this thought here in just and then I'll bring you on just 1 sec. But it's almost like kind of sometimes like you're shooting yourself in your foot and then going and trying to run a marathon. It's really, really difficult when you put yourself in an environment that is not conducive to your own success, and then kind of blame that environment in a victim state to say that, this is kind of my environment. This is what it is. I can't really do anything or change anything about it. So I think it's very important that we take some ownership, because there's no one in your life. There's no one in your life that talks to you more poorly. And this is true for me. This is true for David. This is true for every single person on the planet. There's no one in your life that talks more poorly to you than yourself. There's no one that is talking more negative self-talk and no more negative talk than you are to yourself on a daily basis. The people in your life are going to be a direct reflection of what you believe. And that's a hard thing to accept sometimes. It's a very hard thing to accept that you will allow in your life what you tend to believe about yourself. It's very hard. And this is going to be a hard mindset message that I'm bringing. And again, this just came to me in my heart. This just, again, we have to accept, I have to accept, David has to accept that we have in our life what we allow to be in our life. And so it's very important that in these seasons that, number one, before we look at everyone else, before this, because it's really easy to say, everyone else, I want everyone else to be perfect around me. But if you're still beating yourself up every day, it doesn't matter who you put around you, because in the cracks and the corners of your life, you're going to be doing all that negative self-talk. So number one, the first and most important thing that you need to focus on is your own mindset. And that's why we do these calls. That's why we focus on this stuff, because if you're not rock solid up here, it doesn't matter what people you're putting around you. It doesn't matter the energy that you're trying to bring around you. It's all about up here. So number one, it's identifying that you are good enough as you are right now. The fact that you are on this call is showing that you are coachable. It's showing that you are willing. It's showing that you are hungry. It's showing all the things that a leader needs to show in order to be successful. So I want to remove whatever little piece of is in your brain right now that's telling you, for whatever reason, you don't have all the pieces. You don't have what it takes to be successful. Yes, you do. You do. It's your own negative self-talk that's convincing you of all these little distractions, all these little excuses, all these things that are coming into your life that are giving you an out to your future. They're giving you an out because what do we know? That short-term satisfactions will forever, in a lot of people's minds, outweigh long-term gains. So that Netflix show you want to watch tonight is a short-term satisfaction. It's going to outweigh the long-term gain of being a triple crown ambassador at this company or a royal black diamond at this company. So what we need to do is we need to shift. We need to shift that mindset. And from there, once we've shifted that mindset, then you realize that you're not willing to accept a narrative that some people in your life might want to paint about you. Maybe there's some people in your life that are saying, oh, she's doing another one of these things, or he's doing another one of these things. And you're going, yeah, you know what? I have done a few of these things, but I believe this might be different. I believe that this might be the one. Once you get rock solid in your mindset, the distractions, the voices will get very quiet, and you will be able to start to self-identify those that are fostering a narrative that you don't want, but internally you are feeding. You will start to identify those that are saying, you're someone that's holding me back, and I've been allowing you to hold me back. I've been feeding into you holding me back. It becomes so quick to start self-identifying those people that aren't really encouraging you in the goals and in your goals and in the direction of your dreams, but instead they are encouraging you into complacency. They are encouraging you into comfortability. And oh no, don't you want to come out to the bar tonight? Oh, there's karaoke going on tonight. Or oh, don't you want to do a fun thing with the kids? Or what should we do this weekend? Oh, you got work calls. Oh, skip those calls. Let's go to the beach instead. The weather's beautiful. You got to start to see the people in your life, but you got to get your mindset right first. You got to get your mindset right first, because if you just say, I'm going to get these new 5 people in my life, it doesn't matter if Tony Robbins was sitting right next to you. If your mindset isn't right, it doesn't matter. And so that's where we got to start. That's what we got to focus on, is we got to focus on saying, number one, I'm done playing small. Number two, you are self-identifying as a leader by being on this call right now, by saying that number one, you are coachable. You are willing to take some advice and to say that, look, I'm learning. I want a new skill. I want to level up my game. Number two, you are showing up when others aren't. There are a lot of people in this company that are not on this call right now. By being on this call, you're identifying yourself as a leader. You're identifying yourself as someone that is not comfortable where you're currently at, but wants to move forward. With that being said, David, I appreciate you hopping on, brother. David, 2 weeks in a row, we get the blessing of having Mr. David Litt come on and preach a little bit of some amazing wisdom. But David, we were talking a little bit about, kind of the mix of this Mindset Monday call. And David and I were chatting about, a mix between strictly mindset focused conversation and also some applicable things that could be used in the business as well, right? Some things that we have some really exciting things happening right now. So how can we pair some of the amazing, exciting things that we have going on right now with a shift in mindset? And so, David, I know that you prepared a little bit, and I'm gonna parlay off of some of the stuff, but I want to bring you on, and I just appreciate you taking some time. I know it's after you're at home, and this is 2 weeks in a row that we're stealing you onto a Mindset Monday. But thanks for being here, brother.
No, I appreciate it. And I appreciate your intensity and your passion. And so in many situations, I've done good cop, bad cop, and normally I'm the bad cop. So in this one, I'm gonna be the good cop. You were the bad cop right out of the gate. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. So I'm gonna be a little more of the gentle cop here. But I appreciate your passion and energy. That's definitely the way I roll. But the first part of my comments is a simple question, which is, are you open? And I think it relates not only to prospects, but importantly to you. So I think that what Taylor was talking about was making decisions. We'll talk a little bit about making decisions. But before you can make a decision, you have to be open to a decision. You have to be open to change. And I had a guy that I work with in the past that said something that really made an impact on me around being open. And what he said was that if you're open to change, you're basically being humble and admitting that something you've done or are doing is not the best, or could even be wrong. And it's a weird thought to think about, but I'll use an example that has nothing to do with business, which is like eating right, losing weight, exercising more, whatever it may be, being healthier. So if you're not open to that, you're saying the way that I eat, the way that I exercise, the way that's who I am and what I'm going to be, limit right here. When you're open to saying, I'd like to be in better shape, I think I could eat better, how do I do this? You're basically saying what I've done up till this point that's gotten me here, there's another level to it. And I'm open to exploring what that is. And my experience is that the people that are happiest are oftentimes open to the most stuff, that they're willing to try, they're willing to be humble, they're willing to listen to other people, they're willing to see other ways of doing things, and they're willing to say to themselves, that's what being coachable is I'm open. I'm open to learning, and it doesn't matter who you're learning from. You can learn from a genius like Eric Worre, or you can learn from a 4-year-old. There's stuff that I've learned from a 4-year-old, I'm sure Taylor gets taught lessons every single day from his family, whether he likes it or not,
Because let me say one thing, because this is important. A mentor told me this once, and it's exactly in correlation with what you just said. I'm gonna pass it right back to you. But someone once told me, and I thought this was such a great message, is that the message that you might need to hear, the message that you have been waiting for in your life, a lot of the times is going to be presented to you in a voice that you would never expect to hear it from. I have, just like David said, far too often had epiphanous moments brought into me by a child or by someone standing on the street corner, someone that you would never expect to deliver this moment of wisdom, but it was what you needed in that moment. And it's about being open. Like David said, are you open? It's being open to receiving that. And if you are, I think beauty can happen. So back to you, brother. I appreciate it. That was a great.
Yeah. So it's one of my favorite lyrics of all time in music. It's actually a Grateful Dead lyric, is once in a while you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. And, so be open yourself. And then importantly, it's a great question to ask prospects. Are you open? So we're going to be launching a new product. I think many of you know we're going to be launching a happy collagen product, a new collagen product. And the question is, are you open? Are you open to trying collagen for the first time? Because most people have not tried collagen, even though it's a super popular product and getting more popular every single day. Most people haven't tried it. So are you open? We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Are you open? Or maybe you already are taking collagen. Are you open to trying a different collagen? And so you need to ask yourself that question first, because if you're not open to trying collagen, then how are you going to be able to convince somebody else to be open to trying collagen? Now, can you sell something that you don't take yourself? Yes, you can. Is it easy to do that? No, it isn't. It's much, much, much easier to believe in something because you're taking it yourself. So now I'm going to do the kind of brother and sister to are you open, which is, will you take the journey with me? So for all of you saying, well, yeah, I would definitely recommend something I've tried before. I'm open to trying it, but I want to wait till I use it, take it, and can recommend it to my friends before I recommend it to my friends. And what I've seen as a really successful approach is the will you take a journey with me? I'm going to try this new collagen product, and you're going to hear about it on Wednesday night. It's an amazing product. You're going to hear directly from the formulator, and you haven't tried it yet. Maybe one or two people in the field have tried it. Taylor's tried it. I've not tried it yet. But being open to trying it, asking people if they're open, and importantly, maybe asking them, are you willing to take the journey with me? And to document, how things are, what your skin looks like and how your skin might change, documenting your flexibility and joint mobility and some of the benefits that collagen has. I don't want to get into a collagen training, but after Wednesday night, you'll know for sure what the journey is going to be like and whether people are open. So I've got a couple other ideas and thoughts to share, but anything, Taylor, you want to jump in?
No, I mean, the biggest thing I wanted to touch on with that is with your list, make sure, so this is a mindset piece, circling back to mindset, setting yourself up for success this week. So a lot of you have a network and a list of people that you're going to be reaching out to. And I think that some people will, again, there's a season where you could potentially self-sabotage. You've got people on your list that are going to be negative, are going to be non-supportive, and you're going to, your brain will go to those people because it's almost like it's a weird thing. When I did the same thing. It's like you go to the ones that almost you're the most scared of the negative feedback from first, because if you're going to get it, you might as well just get it quick. But a lot of the times it'll deflate you, and then it would slow me down from going back to those that I know are excited. And so I would just eliminate those voices. The ones that are going to be negative, stick with that positivity. You've got a lot of positivity, or my hope is that you've got a lot of positivity in your network revolving around this collagen product. This is an exciting, new, fun product, that people don't need to know anything about the Happy Co to be excited about hearing about an incredible triple peptide collagen that's an affordable product that has huge efficacy components to it. That's much more than just a collagen product. And so that is where I look at, make sure that you are choosing your network wisely that you are going into this next season with, because again, when we're talking about mindset, set yourself up for success going into this week, talking with the people that are going to be pushing you forward instead of those that are going to be giving you all the excuses as to why this isn't going to work. Oh, it's too expensive, or, I can get collagen at Walgreens for whatever. Oh, it's like, those voices are going to come. But again, it's a matter of what you're choosing to allow. And when it does come, how you're choosing to respond to it.
Yeah, so it goes back to that, are you open question? So I mean, it's, are you open to trying a new product? Are you open to trying collagen? Are you open to trying something that can help you age backwards from the inside out? Are you open to feeling 25 again? Are you open to, so I think that no question, we want to take those negative thoughts out. And one of the next things that comes to mind as you're launching a product is choices. So one of the things I love about this business is everyone has the same products. Everyone has the same compensation plan. Everyone has the same promotions. Everyone has the same, everyone has the same, everyone has the same. But I'll tell you what, people make different choices. So some people are on this Zoom, some people are not. Some people are going to be on Wednesday night, some people won't. Some people will try the Happy Collagen, some people won't. Some people will send out 3 text messages, some people won't. Some people will send out 30 text messages, some people won't. Some people send 300 text messages, some people won't. Some people will go live, some people won't. So I think that there are lots of choices in a product launch. And one of the things that I find that's so funny is like, you know, there's this demand of, when are you going to do something new for us? When are you going to do something new for us? When are you going to do something new for us? And I get it. You know, being an entrepreneur, you always want to create, you always want something new, you always want new opportunities. And here you go. So we're not going to launch a product every day. We're not going to launch a product every week. We probably won't launch a product every month. We might launch a product every quarter. And so this is a big one. And we're going to put a lot of resources behind it. We got a great video that I just saw. It's about a minute long. We've got a lot of parts and pieces that we're going to create and share and make available to you. But most importantly, it's really up to you. It's the choice that you make. I like to say this is a business that's easy to do, and it's a business that's easy not to do. And so really, that's the thing that's great. One of the great things about this business is you don't have a boss. One of the bad things about this business is you don't have a boss. So, you know, it's that freedom, it's that openness that's beautiful about this business. If you can, as Taylor said, kind of self-regulate and you can be the engine yourself for the vision that you have for your business, that the vision you have for your life. So it's your vision that creates the engine. It's your vision that creates the motivation, because I can guarantee you, nobody likes to send out text messages. Nobody likes to go live. Nobody wants to do any work. I get it, but everybody wants the benefits of those things. So you got to do one to get the other. And that's just the reality. And what are you willing to do to get the results on the back end? So I'm sure you got a couple comments around that, Taylor.
Yeah, all I want to say is just some pure facts. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, in the next week, roughly $400,000 worth of increased revenue is going to come into this company via this new product launch. I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. I don't care if you've been here for 1 day or 4 years. How much of that is going to be in your organization? How much of that 400K or whatever it's going to be is going to be in your organization? Again, I don't care if you're brand new here, because ultimately this is a brand new product. Everyone here has a network of, if you've talked to them, you haven't talked to them, of 100 people at least that all know 100 people at least. The reality is it's about who is going to get on the phone the most, who is going to talk to the most people, who is going to have the most urgency, who is going to have the most excitement. And that person, whoever has the biggest piece of that pie, and this isn't like, oh, I've got a big network, so I'm capitalizing on this. No, it doesn't. If you're brand new to the company, people that are brand new almost have a better chance at capitalizing on this launch than someone that might have been here for a long time. So there's no excuse or way you can get out of this to say that, I haven't been here long enough, so I can't capitalize on the season. Nope. Everyone knows 100 people, and at least 100 people. The fire just needs to be lit in a handful of them, and that can create a wildfire. I mean, watch what one cigarette does in Northern California, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, thousands, 100,000s of acres are burned down. It takes one match to be lit in the right direction for the wind to blow and for it to take that flame and cover. And so that's the way I look at this right now, is how many of you would love to see, not just like, May is going to be a fun month, a turnaround month. It's going to be a good month, whatever. No, but May is the month that you look back on a decade from now, is the month that changed the rest of your life. May is the month where I stopped playing small. May is the month where I got rid of all my excuses. May is the month where I I put my blinders on, and I had to unfriend or unfollow some people on social media because I had to get rid of the distractions. May was the month where I told my family that I'm not playing small anymore and I need their support. May is the month I eliminated some distractions and some friends that weren't serving my best purpose, my higher serving, what I was supposed to be here for on this planet. And so I made a decision. May was the month. I want that to be that for you, for every one of you on this call. I want May to be the month that you can look back on is the month that changed your life, because you stopped playing small. You stopped limiting your own beliefs based on your own self-worth. You decided to start thinking that everything is possible because it is. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to understand how seriously powerful you are and what this next week could mean for the rest of your life. It's not just a launch of a product. It's just not a pre-launch. This is the ability for you guys to step into your greatness, for you to have a fun new tool and a fun new system. When you see what David and I have put together for the next few months going into June, July, August, September, the roadmap is going to be laid out for you, but this is where you start. Like I've talked about many times in the past, every time, for any of you that ever watched a surfer surf before, you've heard me say this analogy, no one has ever successfully ridden a wave before trying to surf that has tried to stand up on their board when the wave is already on top of them. It's a physical impossibility. Everyone that's ever watched someone surf before knows that any chance you have at riding that wave means that you have to paddle with all out massive action before the wave gets to you. And that is what allows you the ability, the inertia to stand up on that board and to ride it into the beach. And so that's what I want for each and every one of you. As this season is coming, it's going to take all of you guys paddling with all out massive action in order to be able to stand up and ride. So that was my thoughts, Dave. Back to you.
Well, it's a perfect segue, Taylor, because if there's one training that I like the most, it's the 5 types of action. And so this is kind of like a training that I created because I've heard so many people say so many times, you got to take action, got to take action, got to take action, got to take action. And I broke it down into 5 actions. And the one that you were just talking about is probably the most important for a product launch, which is massive action. And I think we all know what massive action looks like. It's like I say, some people send out 3 texts, some send out 30, some send out 300. Everybody knows 300 is more than 30 and 30 is more than 3. You all have your own version of what massive action is, but you'd be surprised. It's bigger than you think as far as what you can do. And so I want to go through a couple of the other types of action. And the next one as to how you can take massive action more easily is simple action. So the simpler that you make your action, the easier it is to take massive action. So if you're going to be sending out a text, cutting and pasting, send it to the next person, cutting and pasting, sending it to the next person, then chances are you're going to be able to take a lot of action because you've done something really simple. You spent a lot of time thinking of what you wanted to say in that first text, and then you sent out a bunch of duplicates of that same thing. Whereas if I'm going to send a text to Mary and I got to think about all the things I want to say to her, and that's going to take 15 or 20 minutes. And then I'm going to send a text to Jen. Well, I got to say this and I don't want to say that. And we'll get, so simple action and massive action are brother and sister, and they're really important to do together. The third type of action is immediate action. Just as Taylor said, when we talk about immediate action, we're talking about starting now, not Wednesday night, not Thursday, and definitely not next month. We're talking about paddling into the wave. So immediate action, start working on your VIP list. And when I say working on your VIP list, that doesn't mean writing it down. It means start communicating with those people, and not only VIPs for customers, but also for brand partners. So you got massive action, you got simple action, you've got immediate action. Then another type of action is targeted action. One of the things that's really nice about this product, it's a little different than most of the products that we've offered in the past. So, we've got a lot of women on the line. This is a product that probably more the audience and the users of collagen tend to be more women than men, which is good. Tends to be a little older, 40, 50, 60, not 20, 30. Not that you can't take it when you're 20 or 30, but this is a product that tends to skew a little bit older. So I don't care if you're 20 or 30, a bunch of 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old women for sure. So another thing would be, it's really good for joints, like we were talking about. So who are all those ex-athletes that all those people that are, that love to play golf, but they complain about their shoulders and complain about their back and complain about their neck, or somebody sleeps wrong and they're complaining about their neck, so there's lots of different targeted people that might make sense. But it also could be from a business perspective, you may know some estheticians that care about skin. You may know a variety of different types of people that might make sense from a targeting perspective, that you say, oh, this would be a really good product for them to, so like I said, your golfers or people like that. So that's targeted. And the last is consistent action. And so, consistent action is the least relevant for a product launch, but the most relevant for overall success. So I would say if you focus on massive action, simple action, immediate action, and then ultimately targeted action after you run through a bunch of people, then you're going to find that that's the most effective way to look at your list. And I'll just say this, I'll tell one quick story. I don't talk about me being a brand partner. I've been a brand partner a couple of times in my life. And the time that I launched my business, without getting into a lot of details, I made over 300 phone calls in 1 week, and I enrolled 18 people. I connected with 128 people. So I made 300 phone calls, connected with 128 people. Of the 128 people I talked to, only 18 said yes. So 110 said no or not now. So my success rate wasn't super amazing. Of the 18 people that I enrolled, only 6 did anything. 12 did 0. I think I'm a pretty good trainer. 2/3 of the people that I enrolled did nothing, didn't enroll one person, no customers, no brand partners, 0. It's 6 people who went to work. And of the 6 people that went to work, 3 exploded. And within, 6 months, my team was enrolling 1,000 people a month. So, it's just those 3 superstars. And people say, oh my gosh, how'd you get those 3 superstars? Well, I made 300 phone calls, talked to 128 people, got 110 no's, all in 1 week. So I just took what most people would do in a year or 2 years, and I compressed it down into 6-7 days. And, that's what it takes. So you have the choice. Are you open to the next level for yourself? You have the choice to make this week your week. You have the choice this week to make 300 phone calls. Should you make 300 phone calls? I don't know. That's up to you. If you make 300 phone calls, I guarantee you good things are going to happen. I guarantee you.
Mindset wise, David, mindset wise, what if you just acted like every phone call you earned $1,000 for?
Yeah.
The reality is do whatever you need to do in your brain. But I remember the same season when I was building, David, what I remember is when I did those blitzes like that, after about the 30th or 40th call, it becomes like a game.
Yeah.
You become like addicted to it. It becomes like, how fast can I do it? How quick can I get through my speech? How quick can I get to a no if that's coming? If it's a yes, it's almost more work for me. I'd rather get a no because I can cross them off my list. If they give me a yes, that means I got to go do all this work. I got to follow up with them. I got to send them the stuff. I got to follow up after when I said I would. I got to, no's were almost more simple. And so I love the concept of this blast action. And when people get into it, what I want to remind you is, it becomes fun. So the first, it's like anything in life. When you get uncomfortable and you start doing it, it feels uncomfortable. It feels the first 10 calls are uncomfortable. You're tripping over your words. You're saying some of the wrong stuff. They're wanting to get off the phone and you keep them on too long. And it's like, you do but then most people get through those 10 and they stop. And they go, oh, that was overwhelming. That was whatever. If you push through that, it's almost like, I'm not a runner, but I've heard this about runners all the time, that you can push through that little crampy phase in marathons, that you can push through that. When you push through that, you go into something that I've been told by my cousin, who's like, he just got done running the Boston Marathon. He's amazing. He's ran a ton of them, but he said it's almost a euphoric state that you enter into after you have almost passed that state of your body wants to shut down at every possible level. It's like you're done, you're cramping, you're done. You keep pushing and you push past that mindset wise, and you get to this euphoric state. And so at that point, he says, it almost feels like you're running without effort. The next quarter of the race you're running, and it's almost this enjoyable thing that 5 miles ago you were ready to quit. And so I want to put that same perspective into your mind when it comes to this blitz, this massive action state. But like David said, to keep all of those states of action in your mind, because this is very seasonal. While a product launch state is a massive action state and there is states to follow, a consistent action state is very important to have and ready in your playbook. This is not something that you go, oh, now I need to be consistent. I'm done with massive action. No. You need to be very much thinking of, I'm in massive action right now. As soon as this phase ends, and it's going to end looking like this, I'm going to move into my consistent action phase. And my consistent action phase says that I can't make 300 phone calls a week for forever. That's unrealistic. But I can do it for a week, or I can do it for 2 weeks. I can do it for a season of my life. But what does consistency look like for me? And that's where you take in the hours that you can put into this business realistically. And no one can tell you that but you. And that's where you break down the daily method of operation and your income producing activities. And you sit and you say, okay, I have 10 hours a week. But right now, like David and I have been talking about, this is a season to remove the obstacles. This is a season to remove the excuses, to ask for some help in your life, to say, hey, I'm going all out in massive action right now in my side business, which means that I'm not going to be cooking dinners every night, which means that I'm going to need some help cleaning the house. Kids, I'm going to need your help, which means that, friends, I'm not going to be going to Thursday bowling night and Friday Ozark Netflix night. I'm not going to be able to do those things. I'm going to be checking into a new season for the next little bit. It's not for forever. But my hope is that this season is going to bear some incredible fruit down the road, not just for me, but for everyone in my life. Back to you, Dave.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah. We're not going to do bowling night Thursday, but a year from now, I'm going to buy a bowling alley. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I'll say one last thing just about massive action, because Taylor, you brought it up and it's the exact right type of action for this moment here. So when I was in massive action, when I was making all those phone calls, I remember doing a 3-way phone call with somebody. I was in Florida at the time because I owned a spa. My spa was having financial difficulties, and that's the reason that I started my network marketing business. So not an unusual story. And I was on the phone with somebody, and he was in California. And he said, where are you? And I said, I'm in Florida right now. And he said, it's almost 11 o'clock where I am. What time is it where you are? I said, well, it's almost 2 a.m. Do you think he signed up? Of course he signed up. He signed up because he saw how motivated I was and the support that I was going to give him. And I was giving him as much time as he needed to make a decision, even though it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning for me. But I can't do that. Just like Taylor said, I couldn't do that for a year. I couldn't do that for 2 months. I probably couldn't do that for 3 weeks, but I could do it for a week. And once that happened, and once that momentum started, then it naturally converted into consistent action, because my phone was blowing up from people calling me because they had people that they wanted me to talk to, because they had energy and excitement. My 6 people that were working, and especially the 3 that were really working, they were all, speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. They were following kind of my cue of the energy that I put in, and they could feel that. So, we hope that you're going to make the choice, that you're going to be open to trying the collagen, be open to sharing the collagen, and most importantly, be open to massive action and learning and seeing and feeling what that feels like for you, and tapping into your why to reprioritize your life to make this important. So it's your business. Enjoy it.
100%, right? That's what it's about, is enjoying it. And I hope that you guys have received some value on this Mindset Monday. As always, David and I just wanted to stop in, really speak from the heart. Most of these mindset calls, they're not really scripted. They're not really planned out. We're not going off of a playbook. At the end of the day, this is our playbook. We genuinely care about each and every one of you more than you know. You are at the core of our conversations, like 12 hours of every day. We eat, breathe, sleep, bleed our love for you.
Don't keep going with that analogy.
I was about to say, I'm gonna stop it right there. But at the end of the day, we really do. I hope you guys know, and I hope you guys feel, not just from David and I, as we are more forward facing, but from JT, from Claire, from Tony, from all the amazing assets that we have on the corporate side. I'm here in Dallas. I'm going to be meeting with the customer service team for the next 2 days. And one of the biggest pieces I'm going to be working on with them is how we can be a better asset to each and every one of you out in the field, how we can work to be more proactive as a corporate entity and not as much reactive to some of the things that you're dealing with. So just know that we are always working on your behalf. We love you. We appreciate you. We hope that you have a blessed and exciting rest of your evening. We look forward to seeing you on all the calls this week. As always, we've got our Diamond Zoom on Wednesday. We've got our What's Up Weekly Wednesday night, our Thursday Opportunity Zoom this Thursday. And so look forward to seeing you on all the calls, and hope you, again, have a wonderful evening. David, thank you for being here, brother.
Thanks for being on from Dallas. I'm here in the center of the sun and enjoying it as well. So thanks everybody for being on. We'll catch you Wednesday night. Thanks, Taylor.
Bye for now. God bless.